And to provide insights into these developments, we are joined by Arjan Aguirre, Assistant Professor at Ateneo de Manila University's Political Science Department. Prof, thank you for joining us once again.
Hello, good morning.
Alright, siguro, madami kasing na pag-uusapan ngayon eh. Siguro, let's go to the latest survey ng Pulse Asia, kung saan nakalagay po doon, pinakamataas pa rin po ng rating or trust rating itong mga Duterte. Were you surprised by that result? That was, I think, done a week before the elections.
Honestly, no, I'm not really surprised. This is something that I expected because as early as February, in fact, as early as December of last year, I have noticed some changes with the way the supporters of the Duterte camp are conducting their campaigns. Most of the time, you can see this online. So it intensified during the campaign period, wherein you saw many people, influencers, talking heads, talking about the impeachment case. And when Duterte, the father, was arrested in March, again the messaging became clearer. It helped the campaign of the senatorial candidates of the Duterte camp. And with this recent Pulse Asia survey, this is something that that only reflects the changing mood or the public opinion this last month.
Yeah, but can we still say that, can we believe this survey still? Kasi these are the same parang survey firm na...
Took out sila, bam.
Oo, diba? Sabi nila, before, iba yung lumabas din dun sa, sa naging midterm election results natin.
There's no reason to be skeptical about the surveys, especially, please don't forget that most of the people behind the survey firms are well-known social scientists of our country, and they have explained also their methodology, and I'm also aware that they have also explained what happened. Again, they did not miss naman eh. They did not parang commit a mistake when it comes to giving us the information about regarding the polls of the people for for a particular month. Again, surveys, don't forget, they are just snapshots of a particular period of time, and again, in 1 month, and anything can change. So yun yung aking point dito.
Yeah, but does this translate into the numbers that we see for former President Duterte? Will it automatically translate to VP Sara's stock value going up? Kasi we can see also, as of that survey, medyo mababa rin si VP Sara compared to her father. Diba? And we all know kasi it's easier to say, oh, you like the performance of a former president dahil alam mong wala na siya sa poder.
Yeah, actually, that's one of the mysteries that we have to to consider regarding the relationship between a very popular populist figure.
Correct.
That is, of course, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and his daughter, so Vice President Sara Duterte. So one thing that we should highlight there is that yes, the popularity, the charisma, sympathy of the people, mukhang hindi siya transferable. But I think one of the sabihin nating success stories of this political cycle is that the daughter knew what to do, especially nung ina-attack na siya. Nagamit niya kasi yung tatay niya eh. At yun nga, nag-connect na ito nung inaresto rin si Rodrigo Roa Duterte nung March. So yun yung parang pwede nating ma-explain dito kung bakit yun nga sa Duterte brand or dun nga sa Duterte faction, meron dynamics din yung mag-ama. Tapos nagagamit ng mga Duterte allies yung popularity ng tatay. But again, the point here is that Rodrigo Roa Duterte is, a sui generis politician.
Yes.
His popularity, his sabihin nating ways of doing things, hindi siya matatransfer kung kanino man.
Right. As I've mentioned earlier, ito daw pong survey na ito ay nagawa a week before the elections. And just in case, doon po sa ginawa last week at a statement ng Pangulo natin saying heads will roll, magpapalit ng mga gabinete and seeing the results of it na parang nagregudon lang, nagpalit-palit lang ng posisyon pero somehow same people are still there. Do you think magkakaroon pa rin ng movement yung kanyang trust rating pagkatapos nito?
They have to do something drastic. I mean, extraordinary that would, have a big impact in the coming months. Yun yung aking siguro point dito. Again, it's so hard. It's so hard to sabihin natin to weaken the popularity of the Dutertes, especially at this point na mukhang na talaga nanalo sila nung eleksyon, tapos now that we are expecting the impeachment trial to happen this July, I'm sure the Marcos government is already thinking of how to recover. And I'm sure yun nga, one of the things that they're considering yun nga, yung pagririgo doon, tapos they will think of a new government program na makakaapekto talaga sa ordinaryong tao. So, yun yung nakikita ko approach nila eh. And I think may hirapan sila kung magsisettle na naman sila doon sa business as usual nila na tahimik lang. Yeah.
Opo. Yung gagawin daw po, yung plano supposedly ng DILG to ask or request The Hague, yung ICC, para makapanumpa si former President Rodrigo Duterte bilang mayor. Is that even a good move on the president's side?
I think okay lang naman. Okay lang naman siguro yon given na kumbaga may legal basis naman eh. So kapag pinagdamot kasi nila ito or hindi nila pinayagan, mas lalo lang siguro magagalit yung mga supporters ng mga Duterte.
But the question now is, second part of PBBM's presidency, and historically, you take a look back at all the other second parts of all the presidents past, most of their numbers except PRRDs went down. Do you see PBBM's numbers now start to curve going down on a steep decline?
Yeah. Nothing extraordinary is happening pa rin eh. So ako ang nakikita ko talaga diyan is again we have approached this second part, or we are approaching the second part of his rule, lame duck parang moment. So itong pagliligo doon, itong mga recent changes na nakita natin, again related ito doon sa ina-expect nilang pagbabari ng kanyang popularity.
So I know it's too early to ask this, no? Of course, we all know 2028 is around the corner. We're taking a look at VP Sara right now. Nagparamdam si Senator Risa Ontiveros, but should we also be taking a look at Senator Bongo, given how high his position is and the number of votes he received? So this could possibly be Bongo, Sara going against each other?
Yes, I'm also thinking that with this dynamics between Sara Duterte and Bongo, mukhang magkakaroon din sila ng internal na tension doon. This is not the first time that we have heard of Senator Bongo saying something about his relationship with Sara Duterte. In fact, in 2022 pa lang di ba? So before the campaign started, nag-file din ng candidacy si Bongo, tapos they were very vocal of the kind of relationship that they had that time.
Pero parang yung ni FPRRD, it rubs off more on Bongo than VP Sara. Ayun ang take ng ibang tao. Do you agree with that?
Basta ako sa pagkakaalam ko, itong closeness ni Senator Bongo kay former President Rodrigo Duterte, meron itong ibang quality na kumbaga nagagamit ni Bongo sa kanyang political career, at yun namang relationship ni Sara Duterte sa kanyang tatay ay iba rin. Kumbaga ang nakikita nilang dito, dynamic. So yung mag-ama kasi hindi rin sila ganun ka-close or hindi rin sila nagkakasundo eh. So kumpara kay Bongo na talagang very loyal siya sa ating former president, si Sara may tension pa rin sila mag-ama.
But given this survey result, Prof, do you think this will affect the development or movement of the impeachment trial against VP Sara?
Okay, so that's
in terms of yung senators, judges looking at it.
Yes, that's the most logical way of looking at this, recent survey. So you have these 24 senators. Of course, they will care about, their image, their political future. So they will look at this, this recent survey. Again, this involves public opinion. But don't forget that, the impeachment trial will begin July. So marami pa pwede mangyari.
Right.
So the impeachment, trial will involve, of course, yung prosecution panel. At again, I'm also expecting that the prosecution panel will, try its best talaga to give us,
Solid
the evidences
evidence,
that we need. That we need the information, that would really convince the senators. To think of, the right judgment that they can give to the Vice President Sara Duterte.
This is the impeachment is going to be a televised event. Well, that's what they call it, an event, no? And we all know this is a political exercise, and history has dictated that they will decide usually based on what's popular. But if the prosecution, given it is televised now, can present overwhelming evidence, di ba? Do you think this is enough for fence sitters to possibly give, let's say, a guilty verdict versus an acquittal?
Yeah. Again, public opinion. So, if the prosecution panel can give us, a very solid, claim or, solid, way of dealing with this case, I'm very sure that the senators will be convinced. Again, if you're going to look back at the previous impeachment cases in the past, you can already see that public opinion really matters. And again, it will really depend on how good the prosecution panel is in doing this process.
Well, I guess tama ka naman, Prof. Marami-rami pa 1 month to go, more than 1 month to go. Marami pang pwedeng mangyari at marami pang pwedeng survey ang mailabas. So, we will just stay put. Siguro po ako na lang po din ng reaction sa inyo regarding dun sa earlier report namin kay former Senator Bong Revilla, him filing cases, cyber libel cases, doon daw po sa mga fake news na feeling po niya ay propaganda na nagpatalo sa kanya.
I'd like to think that this is part of their strategy. I have been observing, the statement that was made about this case, and unfortunately, yun nga, tama yung nabanggit nyo kanina. This is not the only reason why he lost. I mean, they should have done this with circumspect din. Kasi katulad yan, ang magiging reaction dito ng mga tao is that maraming factor kung ba't siya natalo. Yun nga, one is he joined the alyansa, tapos di ba sinasabi nga natin na talagang ang mga alyansa candidates nababawasan sila ng mga boto eh.
Yeah.
So yung pagsisingle out niya dun sa fake news sa sinasabing involved yung pagbabalik ng certain amount. I don't think that it really affected his campaign. Naging lackluster yung kanyang campaign nung mga nakaraang buwan. So makita natin yan do sa kanyang pag-attend ng mga sorties, tapos delayed na rin yung paglabas ng mga campaign ads niya. So sana yun yung para makita natin dito that this is just perhaps a political move on the part of Senator Bong Revilla na siguro maging relevant siguro siya sa mga panahon ngayon.
Yeah. And very quickly na lang po, Prof, I think yung one of the reasons why siya nanalo before, yung budots niya, is the thing also that
caused him to lose.
Caused him to lose.
Yeah, I mean, the budots dancing, this has become one of the, sabihin nating, popular memes online. And kung yung parang ina-attribute nilang reason kung bakit siya natalo, yung fake news, I don't think so. Kasi maraming tao pa rin na sa ngayon alam na yung budots, thing, connected sa kanya yun eh. Yun yung parang
naging trademark
dapat ni-reconsider.
Oo. Alright. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras muli, and I hope we can see you still again. Thank you so much for your insights, Arjan Aguirre, Assistant Professor at Ateneo de Manila University's Political Science Department. Thank you.